You know, Elizabeth, who was on last week, if you haven't seen
That
that
was an
video,
awesome show.
you need to tune in to last Friday's episode with Elizabeth Never Ready. You know, she just mentioned about, you know, the about sacrifice. You know, and it's like, yes, I would agree that there is a sacrifice there, but is it a sacrifice, or is it more of just investing in your future? Like, I don't know if that's, you could use it one in one, or if they're separate mentalities or the same, or...
I think it's both. I don't think it's one or the other. It truly is sacrifice, and I think that's one of the main reasons why so many people are unable to achieve the goals that they want. And that's across the board. It's not just retirement. It's not just investing. It's just goals across the board. Is because they are not willing to sacrifice the current comfort for the future gains. That's probably why I'm a little fluffier around the middle than I should be. It's because I love my tacos. I love my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But, you know,
mine's because I have a big heart.
But if you're just willing to sacrifice, you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
For me, the pain of being broke, the pain of continuing my life where I started from, was greater than the pain of making the change. And I'd already lived broke. I'd already lived, you know, in the dirt. I knew what it was like to go out and do what I had to do. So moving into a mobile home park in the middle of nowhere wasn't that big of a, I'm not gonna say that big of a deal for me, because it hurt my ego. It hurt my ego more than anything.
Yeah, and I think a good lesson, a good crossover lesson that, you know, everybody in the military knows this, and all those CrossFitters know this. It's like, it's that whole concept of embracing the suck.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, this shit sucks, and it hurts, and it's sweaty, and whatever. But if you just embrace it, you'll get through it. So in that situation of, like, I don't know what it feels like to live in a mobile home, but I'm imagining coming from a huge ranch-style plantation home, going to a trailer
1,200
park.
square foot mobile home.
That probably sucks, but you had to embrace it.
Had to get rid of my cars. I'm a big car nut. I love my cars, so had to get rid of my cars. Had to get rid of my house. Had to get rid of the horses, which was, you know, killer for my wife. My wife, that was, I'm surprised she supported me through that, but she did. I'm lucky enough that she was able to support me through that. So, you know, it just, it was what it was. It was what it had to be. Mm-hmm. But let me explain something that most people that have never done this would probably not understand, or possibly not understand, and that was the moment I moved into that mobile home and I felt the relief of no longer worrying if I was going to be able to make my bills, no longer worrying about was I going to be able to make it to that next step,
right,
was a huge relief, and it completely changed my investing. Completely changed my investing.
I've never been in a situation like that per se, but I have been in a situation where, career-wise, you're in employment where literally you feel like you're just, you know, being caved in on, and your entire existence is being squashed out, and you're like just, ugh.
Right.
But then you leave. And then all of a sudden, like, financially, you're fucked, and you have all this new stress, but at the same time, it's like, oh, well, I'm broke.
It's a relief,
but at least
though.
I don't have all this crap. So for, like, 2016 was rough for me, but, you know, because my business ventures didn't go where they needed to go, but emotionally, I was like,
it's liberating.
Man, this is pretty cool. I have a life again.
When you have all
I didn't
that
do
weight on
anything.
you, it hurts.
Yeah, I just stayed at home and got fluffier, but you know, but again, that all that stress and just pound, you know, weight, and I don't know what the right word is.
It's weighing on you.
But
I
guess it's the same thing. It's just that type of lifestyle is so draining on you, and if you can get away from it, you know, more power to you.
So that was a benefit that I never would have understood until it happened, and that was the benefit of no longer worrying about whether my bills were going to get paid. Right. And when that hit, and my bills were only like $1,500 a month, so it wasn't hurting. So that was by design. I ended up doing that, but I was able to make wiser financial decisions. I was able to make wiser investing decisions because my decisions were no longer based upon I need to make the bills this month. They were based upon, is this the best decision for the business?
Here's a simple concept that, like, if you have money, you probably don't understand this concept, but if you don't have money, you probably do. And that's pretty much every credit card, every bank has an auto payment function. If you have money, you probably just,
put it on auto pay.
Do it. But if you're broke, I don't know, would never do that because I've always been broke growing up, that you don't do the auto pay because you don't know if there's pay to be autoed. But if you are in a situation where your cash in is more than your cash out, well, then auto pay that shit all day long because you have enough money to cover it.
I remember I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and someone asked the question of like, what is the little nuance that you could say is the moment that you've made it? The moment you've made it. And seeing some of those responses were crazy because one of them was like, the day that I can turn my air conditioner to whatever temperature I want to means I made it. That was there. I made it. And for me, it was being able to say I put my bills on auto pay.
Right.
I no longer had to worry. So it was just cool that you brought that up.
And I've made good money, and I've made no money, and I made good money, and my trajectory has been this: up and up, up, down, up, down. And right now I'm on and up again. But I literally,
we're gonna keep you on that.
I hope so. But for the first time ever, and again, I've made good money. I've done the whole Middle East, work and made good money. But this is the first time I've ever was like, yeah, let's put that Geico payment on auto draft.
It's nice.
Yeah, but it's a new feeling. But and again, I'm not broke, but it's still though.
Do we have any questions? Anything coming back from?
A lot of love for Jeremy.
A lot of love for Jeremy.
So
I don't really know where else to go from that, but I mean to essentially wrap up the whole concept, and this is a concept that and I've set. If there's anybody watching that was in the mastermind group with us, I am probably one of the toughest for pushing people to get outside of their comfort zone. I'm very big at just telling people probably what they don't want to hear. But one of the things I could say is that most people that are watching right now, I could probably sit down with you and within 20 to 30 minutes have you on a 1 year or less path to retirement. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that path is not going to be fun. It's not even going to be a path. I'm just going to point to the woods somewhere and say, grab a machete and a light and a match. And you're going to have to burn your way through the woods over there. But if you're willing to do it within a year, I could guarantee almost everybody that's watching, I could put together a plan and say, in less than a year, you're out of the rat race.
And on that note, again, we've talked about this in the show last week, but one of the coolest things that I've seen from doing these videos is Travion back there. His industry is filmography and editing, and hell, he got hired to go to the Grammys a couple weeks ago. But yet, hey, he's been doing this. He listens. He watches the shows, and he got his first deal a couple weeks ago. Which, again, that just shows you just do the work, you do the process, you soak it all in, and you apply it. It can work. It does work. Jason Witherspoon, he was, for a while just grinding out. He's like, I got to get a deal. And he just landed some acreage I saw on Facebook yesterday.
Good job, brother.
A badass thing. So on one hand, yes, you have to do the work, but at the second time, you also have to, have guided work, because there's plenty of people out there who work their ass off who don't have zero direction.
So I think what I would do for right now is I'm going to go through the steps I would go through anybody with, that if I sat down and you came to me and said, hey, I want to get the F out of the rat race, the very first thing I'm going to say is you need to put together a financial statement. Without a financial statement, you have zero clue what the hell is going on inside of your life. So looking at that financial statement, you're going to have your liabilities and you're going to have your assets. What I'm going to look at is what liabilities do you have that can be immediately removed from your financial statement. So if you've got houses, you've got cars, you've got credit cards, you've got a boat, you've got anything like that. And if you're just flat out broke, and your liabilities are like student debt or whatnot, you can't really just get rid of student debt. But I would say things that you may not like, and I'll be like, stop paying it. Just stop paying it. But then let's take a look at all of your assets. Of all the assets that you have, what can you liquidate? What can you turn into straight capital? So you may not have any assets that you can turn into capital. So if that's the case, you're going to struggle. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hustle your little butt off. You're going to have to work the nights. You're going to have to work the weekends. You're going to have to work around the clock. But then you knock out a wholesale deal and you get whatever. But you need a little bit of capital reserves. You need to remove all the liabilities you possibly can off of your financial statement. Take all of your assets that you can possibly liquidate that are not performing as cash flow for you. Liquidate that. Take the equity and all potential liquidity that you have, and roll all of that, and then start performing into some form of cash flow. For me, that was mobile homes, because in my opinion, mobile homes have the best all in all, cash on cash returns for non-leveraged assets. So people may not understand what I mean by that. If you don't, go read a book called Deals on Wheels. That's a Lonnie book. Lonnie Scruggs was really good at pioneering that industry in regards to making people aware of it. But go out and read that book, and for a couple $1,000s, I can turn a couple $1,000s into 20 grand on a note real fast and easy with a mobile home. And I started using that to cash flow. That's not the only way to do it. If you can turn some liquidity in and you're very intelligent and you're fine with playing in the equity markets, you can go out and you can do options. You can cash flow options, you can cash flow stocks, you can cash flow futures, whatever you need to do, but start making that money turn passively for you, or at least partially passively for you.
Yeah.
And you're able to walk away from the rat race a lot sooner than you might think.
And on top of that, I think a lot of people, I think there's a huge myth when it comes to real estate investing. I think overall, most outsiders in the real estate investment world think, oh, well, I'll just passively throw out $1 million and make money back, and they don't really understand that it does take 80 hours, 100 hours of work to get into it. 5, 6, 7 years down the road, yeah, by all means, take those year-long vacations. But when you're first getting into it, you really have to work your ass off. That being said, if you're like Donald Trump and you're getting into real estate, yeah, you probably don't have to do that. But if you're like two broke dudes,
if you're starting from the bottom and you're trying to make your way to the top, it's an uphill climb.
Yeah.
It's not even an uphill climb, it's a straight vertical. Yeah. And you're gonna fall a few times and it's gonna hurt like hell, but eventually you're gonna get to the top of that cliff, and then from there it's just a walk in the park.
Yeah, because one of the things that, I don't really hear it that much, but you hear it every once in a while, is like people always talking about how their family members think, oh, well, you're a real estate investor, can you help me move? Can you do this? Because you don't really have a set schedule. It's like, I just want to slap them for my investor buddy, because I know they're working 100, 120 hours a week. But that's a whole other tangent.
I love this comment here. The 3 L's can kill a business: liquor, ladies, and leverage. I like that one. But for the longest time when I moved into that mobile home, I put...
Miranda says, Daniel is neither a lawyer or a financial advisor.
Absolutely not. I'm pretty stupid.
I think she was talking about the student loan thing.
Yeah, I'm about as dumb as I can be. But what I did is I put a big ass piece of paper on the front door of my mobile home that said, I will do today what others won't, so tomorrow I can live like others can't. And that made me through a lot of days. Whenever I was getting up and I was going out doing things I didn't want to do, I was tired. I was coming home from a 12-hour day to put in another 4 hours before the end of the night. I was tired, and it was that sign that really kept me going. I know as stupid as it might be, it was that kept me going.
I think I've done it before. I go back and forth. I try not to be the type of self-moto guy that I probably should be, but that's probably why I'm heavy. If I would just do those daily affirmations, maybe I'd get into it. But get a whiteboard, dry erase marker, take it in your bathroom, and just write shit every day, like daily moto stuff.
It really does help. And outside of just that, surrounding yourself with other like-minded people that have the same thought processes and goals that you do, so that way you're not constantly fighting the negativity and the downers that are just in your life trying to watch you fail. So it is what it is. I don't know if we've really provided much value today. I'm trying to make sure that we're providing some content for you.
I always feel value from you.
Well, that's because because you're awesome.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I was about to say effing awesome, but I'm trying to clean up my potty mouth a little bit on camera. I'm trying to be a little nicer.
I guess we're wrapping up here. If you have any questions or any other thoughts or any ideas that you could add to the value of this little clip, by all means, jump on in. Right now, I guess we'll go into our subtle plug moment. Subtle plug, Propelio.com. If you are a real estate investor, or if you're trying to be a real estate investor and you need access to true MLS comps, not that Zillow or Redfin or whatever BS, but if you need actual accurate numbers, check out Propelio.com. If you need off-market leads, what should they do, Daniel?
We got, go to Propelio.com. Go to Propelio.com. If you need foreclosures, if you need probates, and we build our lists daily and release them daily, so you're not getting week-old lists, you're not even getting 3-day-old lists. If you get a list from us, it's normally 24 hours or less old. If you're looking for websites, we are now in beta, so go to our, if you're watching now and you're already a Propelio user and you're not aware that we're releasing websites, make sure you message our support team and say, add us to the beta accounts. So we are testing out websites now and hoping to get them released here to the general public very soon. But if you need websites, if you need lead lists, if you need MLS comps, if you need deal alerts to find high equity properties off the MLS, if you need any of that kind of stuff, which if you're a real estate investor, you do, check out Propelio.com.
But wait, how much does it cost?
$89 a month. $89 a month. $89 a month. No contracts, no startup fees, no hidden clauses to hold you on to us. It's $89 a month, and we got a 7-day free trial.
On that, I think over the week I saw somebody on Facebook. Daniel was trolling somebody trying to sell lead lists because they were all like, "Hey, $100 for this list," and then Daniel just goes, $89 a month on my service.
Right.
I was like, "Damn, Daniel."
Hey, it is what it is, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope we were able to provide some value to you today. If you have any suggestions for topics we can talk about in the future, please drop them in the comments below. Looks like we've got here, any extra charge for the websites? No, that's all included in our monthly plan. So for $89 a month, you do get the websites, lead lists, comps, deal alerts, lead management. All of that is included at the $89 a month, so no upcharge for anything we've got going on there.
Well, happy Monday to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. We were going to have a special guest, but he canceled on us again.
Woo woo.
Wah, wah, wah.
All good.
But you know what? You still have me. You still have Mr. Moore. And you still have as much content as we can give to you as possible. So again, if you like what you see, please give us a like. Please give us a share. We need help to get out there into the whole real estate investor community. There's tons of real estate investor communities out there. Portland, Oregon, Denver, Colorado, something here, something there.
Looks like we got somebody asking about mobile homes. Y'all want us to talk about mobile homes tomorrow? We don't have anybody coming in tomorrow, do we?
Nope.
Would anybody out there like to learn how to do mobile homes?
Give some thumbs up for mobile homes.
I can talk about mobile homes tomorrow. Mobile homes, we're talking about 100+% cash on cash returns all day long. Oh, I like some judo. That sounds like some good times. I'll take an ass whooping.
God,
So yeah, I guess we'll talk about mobile homes tomorrow. I'm not really getting any feedback from the crowd here, but if you don't understand personal property, real property, UCC security agreements, I'll teach about mobile homes tomorrow.
I think that's cool. I mean, get back to the basics of just content, and we'll go from there. So again, thank you so much for watching today. You have a wonderful week, the day. To wrap up this whole video, if you have that corporate life, get out of it as quickly as possible. Get rid of your toys. Jump on the cash flow train. You want money in to be better than your money out.
Exactly. And if you want to learn how to use mobile homes to do it, tune in tomorrow.
Cool. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
This is Steve. Steve is a successful real estate investor. Steve is wearing glasses, so therefore you know he's a successful real estate investor. You go, Steve. Go, Steve, go. Go get those dollars. You see that blue dot? That's Steve. Just looking at houses left and right. Look at him go. Get the Driving for Dollars app today. All without leaving your car.